Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Karen. She was an orphan and she lived with an old woman who was kind enough to take care of her. Although Karen was poor, she was content, she was good-hearted, and the old woman loved her very much. But one thing that Karen longed for was a beautiful pair of shoes, something she had never had before. One day, while walking through the village, Karen saw a pair of red shoes in the window of a shoemaker's shop. They were the most beautiful shoes she had ever seen. Bright red with fine, elegant stitching. She couldn't stop staring at them. Her heart ached with longing. She dreamt of wearing them and dancing in them, feeling like a princess. She felt that owning those shoes would make her life complete. The old woman, noticing Karen's obsession with the shoes, decided to do something kind. She said, "Karen, it is your birthday today. I will buy you those shoes you desire so you can enjoy them." Karen was overjoyed. She could hardly believe it was true. The next day, the old woman took her to the shoemaker's shop and Karen finally owned the beautiful red shoes. At first, Karen was overjoyed with her new shoes. She wore them everywhere. People stopped to admire them and Karen felt proud. But as time passed, she began to notice that the shoes, while beautiful, were more than just a pretty accessory. They had a power over her. She would find herself unable to resist the urge to dance whenever she put them on. It wasn't long before she started spending all her time in the shoes, becoming more and more obsessed with them. One Sunday, when she was supposed to attend church with the old woman, Karen was so excited about her new shoes that she couldn't resist wearing them, even though she knew they weren't appropriate for such an occasion. She couldn't help herself. The red shoes seemed to call to her, urging her to wear them everywhere. As she sat in the church, Karen felt a strange sensation. She could hear the music from the organ, and the rhythm seemed to beckon her. Before she knew it, she stood up and began to dance. She danced in the aisle, ignoring the shocked looks of the people around her. The old woman was horrified, trying to pull her back, but Karen continued to dance, spinning and twirling uncontrollably. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't stop. The red shoes had taken control of her. The dance took her out of the church and down the street, and she danced further and further away beyond the village until she found herself deep in the forest. It was there that a mysterious old man appeared. He was dressed all in black and had a strange, unnerving look in his eyes. He said to Karen, "You have been dancing because of those shoes, haven't you? Now you will never be able to stop. You have let vanity and foolishness control you. These shoes will never leave your feet, and you will dance forever." Karen was terrified. She wanted to cry out for help, but she couldn't. She tried to remove the shoes, but they were stuck fast to her feet. No matter what she did, she could not free herself. The shoes made her dance faster and faster, and she danced through the night, through the rain and snow with no rest. The old man disappeared, leaving Karen alone to face her torment. She begged him to help her, but he was gone. Karen continued to dance. lost in the darkness with no hope of stopping. Eventually, after many days of relentless dancing, Karen found herself at the door of a small cottage. Inside, a kind old soldier looked at her with pity and asked if she needed help. Karen, exhausted and desperate, explained her plight. The soldier gave her a sharp axe and told her if you want to be free from the shoes, you must cut off your feet. Though it seemed horrifying, Karen knew it was the only way to escape. With trembling hands, Karen took the axe, and after a long struggle, she cut off her feet, throwing them away. The red shoes fell to the ground, lifeless as if their magic had been broken. Karen, though relieved, could not escape the consequences of her choices. She was left with stumps where her feet once were. From that day on, Karen lived in a life of deep regret. She had learned a painful lesson about vanity, greed, and the dangers of letting desires consume you. She was no longer the carefree, joyful girl who had once danced in the streets, and the old woman, though saddened, took care of her in her remaining years. Years later, when Karen passed away, it was said that the red shoes were never seen again. But the story of the girl who danced away her life because of vanity was told for generations, reminding others of the dangers of being controlled by desires that are not rooted in goodness. And the end of our today's story. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. See you next time everyone. Bye bye.